Good evening and welcome back to WPI for the Gompei Invitational. This is the day one final session here at beautiful WPI. We hope that you enjoyed our prelim session this morning. Now we'll move on to finals tonight. A lot of fast swims, a lot of best times, loads of time drops. So we hope to see more of the same here tonight. Alongside Nicole Miller on the production side, I am Jeremy Abreu from Abreu Media Productions, bringing you all of this great swimming action this weekend from WPI. So just to foreshadow what we have going on tonight, we will have the final sessions. There'll be 3 heats of each finals. We'll start with a C final, we'll move on to a B final, and then we will move on to the A final, will be swam last, both on the men's and women's side. Order of events tonight. All events will start with the women. They'll end with the men. 200-yard medley relay will be first, followed by the 200-yard IM, 50 freestyle, 500 freestyle, 200 breaststroke. The final individual event will be the 100 butterfly. And then tonight we will have the men's and women's 800-yard freestyle relay. So I see we already have a handful of people. If some very nice, kind soul would not mind jumping into the live chat and just let me know that you can hear me okay and that you can see the video okay. Those are the 2 most crucial things to the live stream. Aloha from Hawaii. All right, rooting on the Bentley Falcons. We have Beach Dude from Santa Monica. We have Stephanie Bowles going for Brandeis from Wilmette, Illinois. So I think that means you all can hear me and see the video, but just pop into that live chat if you wouldn't mind, and just, give me a little confirmation there. That would be fantastic. As you watch the warm-up still taking place, we're scheduled for a 6 p.m. start. Should be a rather quick evening. All right, all good. David Washik, good. St. Lucia, Constance Rennie from St. Lucia in the house. Anthony DiMascola, loud and clear. Go Goats. Deborah, welcome back from Long Island. Go Bulldogs. We hear and see you. Fantastic. You don't see me. You see the pool. Only kidding. I know. Some people have actually said to me, you should have a camera on you. I'm like, no. No, thank you. Nobody needs to see me. Hearing me is enough. You don't need to see me. But but we are fired up for tonight. We are going to see some really great swims. We had a meet record that was broken this morning. That was pretty awesome. That was by, let's see, where did he do it? It was, of course, now I can't find, Sam Dienstag from Brandeis. Broke the meet record. So that was pretty spectacular. And I'm sure there could be some other records that may fall here tonight. Once again, if you weren't on this morning, I am all about the live chat. Please let me know who you are, where you're from, who you're rooting for. I always try and get every shout out in. If you have anything notable for the broadcast, any achievements of any of your swimmers, please let me know. Academic or otherwise. I'm always about swimmer promotion. Olivia Foley says, let's go SC. Constance Rennie's going for Springfield. Debbie Naylor's all about those fast swims from the Bryant Bulldogs. Brian had a very strong showing this morning, as did WPI. Let me see if I can pull up the scores, if we have scores for you on Meet Mobile, where we stand right now. So give me 1 second, folks. I did not have a connection earlier. And I don't have one now. Let's try this one more time. All right, so I'm having some Wi-Fi connectivity issues on my phone. No big deal, no big deal. We'll get you those points and scores at some point, whether it's tonight or tomorrow morning. for certain. We're also going to try and do a better job of getting the finalists tomorrow morning, maybe after each event or after every other event, having them bring the results up to us so I can announce who made the finals. I know that was something that we had asked for, or that the audience had asked for this morning. Another request was about the national anthem. So they do the national anthem on the finals. So they will be doing the national anthem tonight. Just a note of caution. My cameras cannot see the flag from here. So I can't put the flag on because I just can't see it from my broadcast position. So we will, of course, observe the national anthem when they do play it. Should be a very, very exciting night. How many of you out there are coming out to Worcester this weekend? With many of these colleges being local. Meet Mobile says no team scores available. Yeah, Meet Mobile's been a little wonky of late. I don't know if they're uploading to Meet Mobile. I will do my best to get scores for you as quickly as possible. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them right now. Sorry, I'm distracted by something going on. Hold on 1 second, folks. I'll be right back. So the pool is just about cleared. Timers are beginning to take their places behind the blocks. Again, the Bryant contingent showing up on the live stream. Maura Oldenburg, good luck Springfield College. We're up to 65 people. So, folks, we had 161 this morning, which is a great number for a Friday morning swim meet. But I'm actually curious of how many of you that watched either this morning or are going to watch tonight. Are you coming to Worcester this weekend to watch it in person? Are you staying home? Did the live stream coverage sway your decision? I actually had a swimmer that I know who swims tell me that since I'm doing the live stream and it's not the usual live stream, their family is actually just going to watch the live stream from the comfort of their home. So, very nice of them to say. Jarrett Lee going for the Babson Beavers. Yvonne Walls from Pennsylvania. Go Lauren Walls and the Rowan team. Rowan had a good morning. Quite a few heat victories this morning. Your Hearst Nightmare. A guy up here with a Your Hearst Nightmare sign for WPI. Nicole, who's Hearst? Laura? Bora. Bora Hearst has a cheering section up here. Big sign says Your Hearst Nightmare. Love it. So we're almost ready to get started here, folks. Constance is watching from home in St. Lucia. Again, we talked about this a little earlier, so a little repetitive in the world of sports. Obviously, Patriots took the L last night to Buffalo 24-10. Tonight, it's the Celtics at home again. Second night out of 3. They'll be playing host to the Miami Heat. Very entertaining game the other night. Celtics pulling out the victory. It looks like Jimmy Butler will be back for the Heat tonight. So that should be an exciting game. The swimmers are starting to make their way to the blocks. Slowly but surely here. There we go. We have our graphics already ready. So, see, let's try this. We're going to try something, folks. So, see, there's, men's 50 free. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. Okay, folks, so we're going to turn off the graphics for a second. What they're sending us is incorrect, so I may have to go back down. We'll see as we get going. So, Nicole. Okay, folks, so we're having a little technical difficulties. It's not going to cripple the broadcast, of course. Do you want to... Where did it go? All right, so Nicole Miller's on the case. She's running down to the scorer's table. So for those of you who want to know, I don't know, you might be bored by this story, but basically what happens is once they seed the event and all of the heats and events are set up, I give them a little thumb drive. They download that file information to the thumb drive. I upload it to my system here, and we're ready to go. But for some reason, I think they loaded the wrong file in, so it was showing the 50 free, and obviously the 50 free took place this morning. So I do have a printed heat sheet. No problem here. Again, our first heat, well, first event will be event 1, women's 200-yard medley relay. All 10 lanes will be filled. So WPI E will be in lane 1, Bryant E in 2, Bentley C in 3, Babson C in 4, Clark C in 5, Merrimack A in 6, Merrimack B in 7, Bryant D in 8, WPI D in 9, and Brandeis D in lane 10. Once again, the letters just represent the relay. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G going all the way down. Typically, the A relay is the team's fastest relay, and it can change, right? It can change from week to week. It can change from prelims to finals. Someone has a good prelims that maybe wasn't expected to have a great prelim. Someone maybe doesn't. They can get switched up. So that's all. Oh, there we go. Now we're good. We're good. Okay, we're good now, folks. There we go. This is what you wanted to see. Whew. I got a little nervous there when the technical stuff doesn't go right. David Washik, a volunteer assistant coach with the Rowan women's team. David, thanks for joining us. James Green in the house from Rye Beach, New Hampshire. Okay, so I think we're going to be doing the national anthem, and we're going to observe that, folks. So let's just wait and make sure. 114 of you out there in live stream land. Certainly appreciate everybody joining us. The PA announcer is just running through the order of events. Okay, so here we go, national anthem, folks. We will be back shortly. All right, folks, we're back and ready to go here. Women's 200-yard medley relay is the first event here tonight. I have been reading all of your comments. You people are far too kind, so the check is in the mail for certain. In all seriousness, thank you for the compliments and the comments. I have as much fun doing this as you probably do watching your loved one swim. This is like a dream come true to me to do broadcasting. It's every little kid. Whoa, that is loud. Every little kid's dream, right, is to either be a professional athlete or like a play-by-play announcer. And I'm no exception. And guess what? I was not a professional athlete. So we're doing the next best thing. Here we go, folks. We're ready to go. Finals, the women's 200-yard medley relay. There are your lane assignments.
In lane 1, WPI Engineers, E. In lane 2, Bryant University.
So the volume on the in-house PA system is super high tonight. Wasn't quite that high this morning.
Merrimack A. In lane 7, Merrimack B. In lane
All right, so we're back here, folks. Opening heat, Bryant. It says Bryant was leading the way. They get a little battle here from Merrimack A in lane 6. So Bryant and Merrimack battling back and forth. Again, this is the women's 200 medley relay. Merrimack puts their second swimmer, in the water first. Merrimack A leads Bryant E, followed by Bryant D. So say all that fast. It's an alphabet soup here at WPI. But Merrimack still leading the way in lane 7. Let's watch this transition. Good transition there. It's actually Bryant who has overtaken Merrimack. Those two are 0.3 of a second apart. So Bryant E in lane 2, Merrimack B in lane 7. So keep an eye on those two. They're your leaders. Now it looks like Merrimack has taken the lead, and they will bring this one home. 151.79 Merrimack A. Bryant D takes second. Bryant E takes third. It's Merrimack B fourth. WPI D fifth. Bentley sixth. Babson seventh. And it will be Clark University 8. So they registered a touch there. What happens a lot in the relays is that, so when they're climbing out of the pool on the relays, they'll touch the touchpad and it will trigger a touch. It's really not. That's why we have timers on each of the lanes. So here we go. Event 1, heat number 2. So that was a great swim in our opening heat of finals tonight. We'll move on to heat number 2.
In lane 1, Clark B. Lane 2,
Brandeis at 150. Actually, it was Springfield at 153.30 who comes in with the top time here in lane 2. Early on, it's Babson. So nice backstroke start by Babson. Great underwater. So if you watch those underwaters, they can be such a devastating weapon for a backstroker who is good underwater. And because of that, Babson will be first to touch and hand it over to their second swimmer. We have some WPI shirtless guys in the sands with Santa Claus hats and painted faces and chests. It's like a tailgate for a football. Oh, they have Bora written across their chest. Bora Hurst, again, mentioning for WPI. She's got a big fan club here. So Babson had an exceptionally strong start. Springfield has caught up in lane 2. Brandeis has caught up in lane 6. Top 3 teams 7/10 of a second apart. But really take a look at lanes 2 and 3. Springfield in 2, Babson in 3. Really where the battle is right now with the butterfly. So Springfield and Babson. Brandeis as well. Good butterfly by the Brandeis swimmer. They'll go back into the water for the freestyle. It is Babson now who has taken over the lead. So back and forth we go. Babson, Springfield, as well as Brandeis. Too close to call here, folks. Bottom of your screen, lanes 2 and 3. Springfield in 2, Babson in 3. Who's going to take it here? Springfield trying to make that furious late push. It is Babson, though, at the wall, and it will be Springfield. 3/100ths of a second. Babson takes second. Brandeis takes third. What a race. Congratulations to Springfield. They'll take the second heat of the women's 200-yard medley relay, and we will move into our third and final heat here. What a race that was. Back and forth we go. There are your lane assignments for the final heat on the women's side. A lot of A relays here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 10 relays, A relays. We're quiet at the start. Very quiet here. It's like a pin could drop. Here we go. Off and running our final heat of the women's 200 medley relay. Again, let's watch those underwaters. Absolutely amazing underwater by the Bryant swimmer in lane 5. Brings them to the lead. Folks, keep an eye on lane 5. Watch this underwater. She basically stays underwater as well as the Brandeis swimmer a little more than halfway of the pool. And again, it can be such a devastating weapon if you have a strong underwater dolphin kick, whether it's on your stomach or on your back. So devastating on the back, though. Can be such an effective weapon. Bryant remains in the lead. WPI right there next to them. Brandeis having a good showing as well in lane number 1. But I think Bryant's going to have this lead going into the butterfly. And they do. Good transition. No hands raised, so everything was on time and legal. Bryant with the lead remaining. WPI in second. So let's see if WPI can make some noise here in the final 75 yards. Bryant will go into their anchor swimmer with the lead. So Bryant will go into this with the lead ever so slightly. They're in the water. WPI's in, as is Brandeis. They're your top 3. It looks like about a half a second lead for Bryant as they make the final turn of the last 25. Bryant in lane 5, WPI in lane 4. Here comes WPI now with about 5 yards to go. WPI makes a late slurge at the flags into the wall, and it is Bryant just edging out WPI by 14/100ths of a second. Brandeis takes third, but again, an unbelievable race here in our third heat of this 200 medley relay as we move into the men's side. So a lot of excitement here. I already got a lather going, folks. This is what swimming is all about. We have so many people chiming in. I can't mention you all right now, but believe me, we're reading them all. We appreciate all your kind words. We're just happy that you're enjoying the broadcast. Okay, are they going to move this forward?
In lane 1, WPIF. Lane 2, WPIE. Lane 3, Brian Lee. Lane 4, Bentley C. Lane 5, Dobson.
So we're back, folks. Just having a little, let's see here. There we go. We're back. We're back with graphics. Sorry about that, folks. Sometimes the system gets a little finicky. Bryant D in lane 7 had the lead. Let's see where we are at the turn here. Rowan C leading the way, followed by Bryant D, WPI D. Those are your top three. Actually, Rowan and Bryant in lane 6 and 7 were tied for the lead right there. So going into the butterfly, a dead heat among Rowan C and Bryant D in lane 6 and 7. Bryant has pulled ahead ever so slightly. Bryant will go into the freestyle and the anchor leg with the lead. So let's see if Rowan can pull the comeback here. Rowan with the lead in lane 6. They're battling it out with Babson, and it will be Rowan that takes it, 138.42. Bryant takes second, Babson third, so Rowan 138.42. Congrats to the Rowan C relay team on a nice race. 138.42, about 3 seconds faster than they swam this morning in prelims. We'll just make sure that the system continues to work right when they advance the heat. There are your results for heat number 1 on the men's side. We'll get ready for heat 2. So it looks like we have an official. There may have been a DQ of some sorts because the official was back at the scorer's table. They're making their way back to the starting blocks. We don't have the next heat on the screen because they haven't pushed it to us yet, so we'll patiently wait. The officials having a conversation on the far end of the pool. So we could have a brief delay here, folks. Speculation, of course, speculation is never good, but I would think there must have been some sort of DQ there that was discussed about with the officials and the coach of the offending team, which I don't know who it is. So we could be in for another minute or two of a break here before the starter official makes his way back down to the far end. Okay, there we go. We are ready to go. This is heat number 2. There are your lane assignments. Fastest team in this heat belongs to lane 3, and that's Babson A. They did a 136.11 this morning. Again, keep an eye on those underwaters. Such a pit. Actually, the dolphin kick has become such a weapon that there are many folks who refer to the dolphin kick as the 5th stroke, right? Freestyle, breaststroke, butterfly, back, and the dolphin kick. That's how prevalent and what a difference maker the dolphin kick has become. And Babson remains in the lead, so they have the top time coming in. They lead the way here in lane number 3. They're followed by Springfield in lane number 2. At the top of your screen, Babson in lane 10 is also in the lead here. Babson A followed by Babson B, so lanes 3 and 10, both Babson leading the way. Right now, Babson A in lane 3. fairly commanding lead here. So they had the top time coming in. They're showing us why. Good, clean transition there. Looked like everything was legal. Again, the relay rule is the outgoing swimmer cannot break contact with the block until the incoming swimmer touches the wall. So you want to time that just right so you don't lose any time as we watch Babson finish up here in lane 3. 1:33.24, so a 3-second drop for Babson from this morning. Babson B takes 2, so Babson takes the top 2 spots. Springfield B takes 3. As we move on to our final heat of the medley relay. There are your final results. Babson taking the top 2 spots. Congratulations to the Beavers and their relay teams. As we move into heat number 3, where we'll find the fastest team from qualifying this morning. It was Bryant A in lane 5, 1:35.31. Not right now. So it looks like the officials are watching very closely the toes on the wall in the gutter. So you cannot have your toes curled over the top of the gutter, right? That presents, you get a lot of leverage off that. You can have your toes at the top, but not at the very top and curled over. So that's probably what that conversation was about. Officials are always very keen in watching those transitions. Bryant Rowan leading the way in lane 6 after the backstroke. So Rowan A looking really strong here in lane 6. We're going to have to check this one out if Bryant makes a comeback. Bryant came in with the top time in lane 5. But it is Rowan leading the way, followed by Rowan B. So Rowan, just like Babson in our last race, Rowan is going 1 and 2 right now. Bryant A in 3rd. Very tight. Rowan A in lane 6. Rowan B in lane 2. Bryant A sandwiched in between them in lane 5. But it will be Rowan, Bryant, and Rowan as we enter the final leg of this medley relay. It's the freestyle. Rowan holding that lead over Bryant. Can Bryant make the comeback here? The Rowan anchor swimmers churning up some white water. Bryant furiously trying to make a comeback here, but it will be Rowan who takes it. 1:32.50. Bryant takes 2nd. Rowan B takes 3rd. So Rowan goes 1 and 3. Bryant takes 2nd. There are your final results as we move into our first individual final of the night. Again, folks, these will be swam. Okay, there will be a 10-minute break. Psych, just kidding. No, there will really be a 10-minute break. The individual final swims will be swam C flight first, followed by B, followed by A. We're going to take this break along. My voice is going to take this break along with the swimmers. So we'll keep the pool mic going. Video will stay live. I will be back in about 8 to 9 minutes, and we'll resume our program with the women's 200-yard IM finals. Once again, you're watching the Gompei Invitational here at WPI in Worcester, Massachusetts. All right, we're back at WPI for the resumption of Friday night finals. This is day one of the Gompei Invitational. We're glad that you're spending a portion of your Friday night with us here at WPI alongside Nicole Miller. On the production side, I am Jeremy Abreu from Abreu Media Productions, running the show here for the Gompei Invitational. This is the finals of day one. We're going to move right into our next event, which is going to be the women's 200-yard IM final. We'll start with the C flight, move on to the B, then the A will be swam last. They are just clearing the competition pool. Sometimes it's like herding cats, because swimmers, as you know, for the most part, when they're in the pool, they're zoned out. Half the time their ears are underwater. They can't hear. So they have made an announcement to clear, but there's always that one swimmer. There's a swimmer right now in lane 9. Let's see if, oh, here he goes. He's exiting. Sometimes the swimmers legitimately just don't hear you, and they're so focused on what they're doing, and they're doing the swim back and forth, and they're the last one in the pool. So we'll patiently wait for the start here. We'll get you those lane assignments as soon as they get them up onto the screen. Okay, so it looks like we're ready to go.
Women's 200-yard IM, Heat 1C.
Anastasia Biku from Brandeis comes in with the top time for this C final. She's in lane 5, 2:19 flat this morning. And we're off on our C final for a women's 200-yard IM. It was Alexis Kitchob with a great underwater there at the start in lane 3. She'll be among the leaders getting to the wall first at the 25-yard mark. Again, nice underwater there by Kitchob. Those underwaters in the butterfly and the backstroke can be such a good weapon. It will be Ubert leading the way, followed by Kitchob and Biku. So our top 3 swimmers less than a half a second apart in lanes 3, 5, and 9. So Kitchob from Rowan in lane 3, Biku from Brandeis in 5, and Caroline Ubert from Bentley in lane 9. They were your leaders. As we level set and reset here, it is Alexis Kitchob from Rowan who remains your leader heading into the breaststroke. She'll do an open turn. Open turns all the way around. You see a variety of turns as the swimmers go from backstroke to breast. They can do a crossover turn, a bucket turn, which is basically like a backflip, or an open turn. Many of these swimmers doing an open turn. Here comes Biku in lane 5 now, catching up in the breaststroke. So Kitchob remains your leader. The gap has been cut considerably by Anastasia Biku from Brandeis in lane 5. Here comes Audrey Teo from Brandeis in lane 4. So this is going to shape up to be a very interesting 50 free at the end here. Kitchob remains your leader by a second over Teo and Biku. Kaplan from Brandeis in 4th. So Brandeis holding on to spots 2, 3, and 4. And folks, as you can see, all of these swimmers are bunched up together. It's Becca Kaplan from Brandeis who has emerged as the leader in that last 50. So Becca Kaplan in lane 6 will be your winner of the C Flight final. Kaplan goes at 2:16.18. 3 seconds drop off her time this morning. Teo takes second, Kitchob third. There are your final results. Kaplan, Teo, Kitchob for our C Flight final. move this. Is that yours? Oh, no, that's mine. No, that's yours. We'll move into our B flight final.
B final.
Angela Lee from Babson comes in with the top time in this heat, 2:16.01. She's in lane 5. She had a great start this morning in her IM. Let's watch that reaction time here. Pretty good reaction time here as well. Keep an eye on those underwaters. Emily Dussault from Merrimack with a very strong underwater, but it looks like it's Jillian Stevens from Bryant in lane 7. The early leader, followed by Nellie Clark, also from Bryant. Stevens and Clark, 1 and 2. Lily Rice from Bentley, currently in 3rd after the butterfly, heading into the backstroke. One of the best events around the 2IM. There's always going to be a lot of lead changes, and most of those lead changes come in the breaststroke. They say if you are a good breaststroker, you are a fantastic IMer. Jillian Stevens continues to lead the way. She's opened up this lead during the backstroke. She's out in a 1:00.65, so let's keep an eye on the breaststroke here. It's Stevens, Lee, and Clark. Those are your top 3 right now. Let's see if this order remains the same as they finish the breaststroke. Stevens, Lee, and Clark. Jillian Stevens in lane 7 from Bryant. Angela Lee from Babson in lane 5. And Nellie Clark in lane 3, also from Bryant. Nellie Clark starting to make her move, and it is Nellie Clark who has now taken over the lead from Bryant. So Bryant's Clark has taken over the lead from Bryant's Stevens. Actually, it's Lee now has moved up into 2nd. Athena's 3rd. Stevens drops down to 4th here, heading into the freestyle. So Nellie Clark with a commanding breaststroke leg of this 2IM has taken over the lead. She's going to have to hold off Angela Lee and her teammate Jillian Stevens from Bryant. But going into the flags in the wall, little anticlimactic here. It is Nellie Clark, 2:12.78. Stevens does come back to take 2nd, so Bryant goes 1-2. Angela Lee takes 3rd. And here we go with a little intro music. I got to turn the volume down a bit because the crazy part, I hope you can still hear me because I definitely did have to bump the volume down. The crazy thing about YouTube is if you play, actually I gotta turn this way down. All right, so folks, if you're wondering why the music went dead there, YouTube is very strict with copyrighted music. So even if it's background music, if they hear their analytics and their AI hears copyrighted music on in your video can get taken down. You can have all sorts of infringements on your account. So for the A finals, they typically play walkout music for all of the swimmers. Unfortunately, that music is copyrighted, so I don't want to get the WPI team in trouble on the YouTube page, so we will turn that down when that happens. But this is your A final. Ella Pennington comes in with the top time, 2:07.15. She's a freshman from Rowan. So we'll keep an eye on Pennington in lane 5. Grennan from Bryant was another one, sub 2:10 this morning, 2:08.63. Pennington in lane 5, Grennan in lane 6. Pennington out to the early lead. So she likes to swim from out in front. There are many swimmers who like to swim remarkably from behind in some events, right? To chase that lead swimmer down. Pennington has been swimming from out in front both this morning and right now. She's extended that lead in the first half of the backstroke to just about a full body length over Grennan from Bryant, and she continues to build that lead, folks. But keep in mind, the breaststroke to come, we see a lot of things change during the breaststroke. Pennington will be first. She'll do an open turn into the breaststroke. Good pull out there. So Pennington from Rowan, the freshman, continues to lead the way in lane 5. Samantha Grennan from Bryant remains in second, as she has with this whole race. She's starting to make a move now on Pennington. So look at this, folks. It's getting a lot tighter here. Grennan from Bryant starting to make her move. She trailed by a second and a half. She trails now by 0.8 of a second. So Ella Pennington in lane 5, Samantha Grennan in lane 6. For all intents and purposes, this is a race between them two. Pennington in 5, Grennan in 6. They'll hit the 25-yard wall almost simultaneously, but it is Pennington with the lead. Here comes Grennan. Grennan is breathing to her left. She can see Pennington. They are stroke for stroke at the flags. Into the wall. Pennington with a late surge. Who's going to touch first? And it is Pennington. 2:05.97. Grennan goes 2:06.19. Good for second. Kubsky takes third from Babson. Woo, what a race. Nice job by Ella Pennington. 2:05.97, improving on her time of this morning, 2:07.15. So great job by the freshman from Rowan. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention in that 2 medley relay, the WPI women's squad of Kolb, Ross, Wu, and Foltz set the school record, which was amazing. So a school record for the WPI women in the 2 medley relay. And also Kolb, she led off with the backstroke. She tied the school record in the 50 back. So we had some records set this morning. We got some records set so far tonight. We'll move on to the men's. This is event number 4, Heat 1. This is the men's C final. Folks, we're up to 170 of you out there in live stream land. We appreciate you taking the time to join us here. Marcelo Carrion from Babson in lane 5 comes in here with the top time. 2:00.94 for Carrion this morning. He's in lane 5 with the white cap. Again, swimming from out in front, setting the pace early with the butterfly. Very strong showing. He'll make the turn over to backstroke. Let's keep an eye on those underwaters. Another strong underwater for Carrion. It's TJ Modersky from Rowan, who was in second. Third place was Matthew Segee from WPI. He's in lane number 8. But it remains Carrion from Babson, the leader. He'll take this into the breaststroke, so we'll see what happens here. Keep an eye on Matthew Segee from WPI. He's cut that lead down to a little over a second. The breaststroke is typically when things change, and they're changing for the better for Carrion as he's extending that lead a little bit here, as his Babson teammates cheer him on in the middle of the pool in lane 5. Marcelo Carrion. I don't have a year for Marcelo. His year of school isn't listed on here. Swimming like a senior, though. Great performance here by Carrion, who will go into the freestyle with a 3-second lead over Bundy. So Sam Bundy in lane 4. TJ Modersky right there along with Bundy. He's in third. He was 2/100ths behind Bundy, but the C Flight final will belong to Marcelo Carrion from Babson. He will be your winner, 158.42. He'll drop 2.5 seconds off his time this morning. Bundy takes second. Puxta takes third. Puxta, excuse me. I met Puxta's parents just before this session here. So Puxta takes third from WPI, and we'll move into our B Flight final. So Ella Pennington re-broke the Rowan school record that she set this morning. So how about that? Have a day, Ella Pennington, freshman from Rowan. She sets the school record in the 2IM this morning, breaks it again tonight. Fantastic job by Pennington. Thank you for that update, David. We'll move into the B final. There are your lane assignments.
In lane 1, Rocky Lane
Zachary Cheung.
Evangelista. Lane 3, Brandon Naylor.
Zachary Cheung comes in with the top time from Babson, 157.41 in lane 5. Pretty tightly bunched group of swimmers. As a matter of fact, your top, actually we'll call it our top 7 swimmers, just over a second apart. So you can see not a lot of separation in the pool. Really lanes 2 through 10. Very tight race here on the men's final on the B side. If I had to say who was in the lead, it looks like it's Zachary Cheung from Babson. Although it could be Jack Ossie from Bryant, and it is. Ossie from Bryant, Cheung from Babson, Naylor from Bryant. They make up your top 3. They're within 9/10 of a second of each other as we move into the breaststroke. And as we've seen, folks, whoever is first, second, or third going into the breast typically does not remain first, second, or third. There's always a changeover in the breaststroke. We'll see if Cheung can keep the lead here. And it looks like his teammate Joshua Kim has now surged slightly into the lead in lane 4 for Babson. And it is Kim and Cheung 14/100ths of a second apart. They're in the middle of the pool, lanes 4 and 5. Josh Kim in lane 4, Zachary Cheung in lane 5. They're starting to pull away a little bit from the field with the final 25 to go. The question is, can Cheung catch Kim? And I don't think that's going to happen. So it will be Babson for the second race in a row taking the top spot. It is Joshua Kim, 154.91. And look at that. Babson takes the top 3 spots here. Blake Albanese takes second. He sneaks up into second. Zachary Cheung takes third. So great job by the Bison. Going to have to lower our volume here for a second. We will see in lane number 5 our top overall qualifier from this morning. It will be Joe Rucci, the senior from Rowan, in lane 5. Rucci clocked a 152.98 this morning. Right behind him was Christopher Smith, the freshman from WPI, 154.63.
In lane 6, Christopher Smith, and in lane 5, Joe Rucci.
The other swimmer to keep an eye on here would be Roman San Juan, the freshman from Bryant. He's in lane 4, so keep an eye on those middle lanes here, lanes 4, 5, and 6. San Juan, Rucci, and Christopher Smith. This is your A final. We saw Rucci get off to a very fast start this morning. He's off to a fast start here, but Christopher Smith is not backing down. As a matter of fact, Christopher Smith, stroke for stroke with Rucci, 16/100ths separate them after the butterfly, with Jonathan Chan in lane 10 from Springfield, third after the butterfly. So Rucci, Roman San Juan in 4, Rucci in 5, Christopher Smith in lane 6. And as you can see, we mentioned lanes 4, 5, and 6. It is lanes 4, 5, and 6, tightly bunched up, 0.4 of a second apart. However, Rucci was first to touch at the halfway mark. So Joe Rucci from Rowan came in with the top time this morning. He leads the way in lane 5, although here comes Smith, here comes San Juan. They are all almost stroke for stroke here, folks, as you can see, going from right to left in the middle of the pool. Keep an eye on Tanner Eisenhut from Bentley. He's trying to make his move here. San Juan has moved into first by 18/100ths, and it's Roman San Juan starting to step on the gas here. Can Rucci catch him? Final 25 yards. Roman San Juan from Bryant. Joe Rucci from Rowan. They're battling with about 12 yards to go. It is Roman San Juan right now. Does Rucci have one last push? No, it will be San Juan, 152.77. Rucci takes second, 153.01. Smith takes third. So Roman San Juan with the great performance here. He drops 2 seconds, and he is your men's 200 IM winner. Nice job by San Juan. Rucci takes second, Smith third. As we move into our next event, so talk about we go from a slower event to the 50 freestyle. On the women's side again, we're live at WPI, our day one finals for the Gompei Invitational alongside Nicole Miller. With production, I am Jeremy Abreu. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast here tonight. We've set some pretty good numbers. We're up to 176. So this morning we had 161 we topped out at. We're up to 176 tonight. You all understood your assignment and did the job. You brought more people tonight. We got to eclipse that number tomorrow morning. This is the C final of the 50 free. Riley Wertinen in lane 4, Cameron Zuliani in lane 5, Erin Kelleher in 6. They had your top times coming in here, all in the 25 lows. Looks like it's Cameron Zuliani at, let's see, and it was. Zuliani takes first, Kelleher second. There was a tie for second with Kelleher. No, there was no tie. Excuse me. My apologies. Zuliani takes first. Hannah King from Bryant second. Elizabeth Jones from Rowan takes third. So there was a tie for second between Hannah King and Erin Kelleher. So Zuliani first. There was a tie for second. Kelleher and Hannah King. So for some reason the results didn't show the tie there on our main screen, but I did see it at the wall. So we did have a tie for second. Erin Kelleher from Springfield, Hannah King from Bryant, both with the 25-24. Cameron Zuliani, though, from Merrimack, took it with a 25-04. So nice race for Zuliani. As we move into our B final, doing a little maintenance on the starting blocks down there in lane 7. So again, folks, we need to eclipse that 200 viewer number tomorrow morning for prelims. So if you haven't already, get that link. It's pretty easy. Just have your friends and family go to WPI Athletics on YouTube. They'll find us there. We'll be starting promptly at 9 a.m. for prelims, diving at 1 o'clock, finals again tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Here from the WPI pool, where it's rather cold outside, warm inside, as we move into the women's 50 free B final, where you'll find Kate Galvin, the senior from Bentley. Fastest time coming in here, 24:55. She's in lane 5. Galvin among a bunch of swimmers at the top here, along with Monica Izuka from Brandeis. So keep an eye on lane 2. Monica Izuka from Brandeis is battling Galvin. Who's going to get to the wall first? And it was Galvin, 24:61. Izuka takes second. Sneewas takes third. So we're back, folks. Again, I apologize. I got to turn the audio down when the music comes on. Again, it's all about copyright infringements. We don't want the WPI YouTube page to get banned. We're moving on to the A final of 50 free. Leah Kolb from WPI in lane 1. Laurel Carey from Bryant in 2. Erin Daruska from Bryant in lane 3. Emma Rennie from Brandeis in 4. Michaela Charlemagne from Springfield in 5. It's Kay Shen from Springfield in 6. Joe Carline from Bryant in 7. Marcella Figueroa from Bryant in 8. Jordan McChesney in lane 9 from Rowan, and Andrea Wu from WPI in lane 10. That was a lot of talking in a short amount of time. We're underway here in the 50 free final. Charlemagne is an Olympian for St. Lucia. She came in with the top time this morning. I don't know. Laurel Carey from Bryant in lane 2. Emma Rennie in 4. Who's going to touch first? And it is Rennie. 23.97 for Rennie. She drops 0.2 of a second. She out-touches Charlemagne. Joe Carline takes third at 24.13. Look at those times, how quick everybody except Rennie in the 24s. 0.6 of a second separate our fastest swimmer and our quote-unquote slowest, and I say that very tongue-in-cheek. Nothing slow about a 24.5. So nice job there by Emma Rennie from Brandeis. We'll move into the men's C final of the 50 free. Justine Wirtanen out there, Go Riley. Of course, Justine has 2 swimmers in the family. Daughter Riley is a senior here at Bryant University. Her daughter Ava is a freshman swimmer at Boston College. Jack Brazier comes into this heat with the top time, 22.34, the junior from WPI. Again, too close to call here. Anybody's race, even Marshall Wilson in the mix. Let's see, it's Gavin Luong from Rowan taking first. Henry Lynch takes second. Tyler Marzano takes third. So Rowan goes 1 and 2 here with Luong and Lynch. Again, another fast heat decided by 0.8 of a second from number 1 to number 10. But it was Luong, the only one under 22. He'll be your C flight winner, 21.96 as we move on to our B flight final. I'll tell you, I don't know about you guys, but I get so excited for these finals. It is so, swimming and track and field finals, one of the most exciting events that can happen in sports. And I love all the major sports too, but I'll tell you, swimming down the stretch, especially the 50 free. So here we go, B flight final of the men's 50 free. Wellington Chan comes in with the top time. Chen from this morning, the junior from Bentley, went a 23.83. It was Connor Lofstrom from Bryan who went a 21.84. So keep an eye on them, lanes 5 and 6. Quite a few swimmers came in sub-22 this morning here in this B final. There was also a little delay with the equipment. The lane 10 starting blocks, they needed to change out the wedge before that A final on the women's side. But here we go, folks, the B final, men's 50 free. Once again, Wellington Chen from Bentley comes in with a 21.84. Connor Lofstrom from Bryant, a 21.84. Chen a 21.83. Lofstrom a 21.84. Lofstrom looks to be out in front right now. There's so much white water, it's hard to tell, but it looks like it is Lofstrom who takes it, 21.35. Chen takes second, Ford takes third, so Connor Lofstrom, a 21.35. He drops a half a second off his time this morning. We'll move in to the A final, and once again, I have to turn the volume down. So the A final is upon us, folks. In lane 1, Mason Campbell from Bryan. In lane 2, Matt DeGeneres from Rowan. Lane 3, Calvin Yee from Bentley. Lane 4, Paul Ryder from Rowan. Lane 5, Jack Watson, our top qualifier from Rowan. Lane 6, Ryan Looney from Bentley. Lane 7, Pat Anatarasoti from Babson. Lane 8 is Gore Baguman from Clark. Lane 9 is Aiden Downey Lamprey. And in lane 10, it's Sam Dienstag from Brandeis. This is the A final. We're off and running. It was Jack Watson from Rowan this morning, 21-23. Ryan Looney from Bentley, 21-27. They're in lanes 5 and 6, respectively. But right now it's Watson, and look at this for a 50 free. Look at the lead that Watson has. Can he break 20? It's going to be close. He won't, but a 20-48 for Watson. Rowan goes 1 and 2. Watson takes first. Ryder takes second. Mason Campbell from Bryant third. Jack Watson a 20-48. So he drops almost a full second from this morning, and he is your men's 50 free champ, the only one to go sub 21 here tonight. So nice job by Jack Watson, the junior from Rowan. And just like that, folks, we go from the fastest race of the day to the slowest race, which is the 500 free.
Event 7, women's 500-yard freestyle, C final.
There are your lane assignments. We're up to 177. We actually set the record earlier, and when I say earlier, a few minutes ago, we were at 180. We sit at 179 right now.
4, Maria McMahon. Lane 5, Sarah Holstein. Lane 6, Maria Nenadic. Lane 7, Molly Kleindens. Lane 8, Sophia Matera. Lane 9, Madison Capria. And lane 10, Caitlin Grove.
So we're underway here for the 5 free. Sophia Silver from Babson in lane 1. Erin Knight from Merrimack in 2. Caitlin Karen from Babson in 3. It's Maria McMahon from Rowan in lane 4. Sarah Holstein from Merrimack in 5. It's Maria Nenadic in lane 6. Molly Kleindinst from Rowan in 7. Sophia Matera in lane 8. Madison Capria in lane 9. And Caitlin, whoa, don't touch the camera pole. So we had a fan that was grabbing the camera pole. I don't know if we got a little crooked there. I might have to fix that. We'll take a look at that as we go back to camera 1. And we did get out of kilter, folks, so give me a second. I'm going to have to fix that. I'll be right back. All right, we're back, folks. Sorry about that. We missed the far end here. Nicole stepped away for a second, and I had to fix the camera. Molly Kleindens from Rowan leading the way along with Maria McMahon. So Rowan having a great night tonight. They're 1 and 2 right now. .200 yards into this women's 500-yard freestyle. Here from WPI in Worcester, Massachusetts. A rather chilly Friday night. Happy Friday to everyone. We appreciate you all taking the time to join us here. And I don't think I got a lot of answers on this. So for those of you who are watching, how many of you are instead coming to WPI in person tomorrow? If you do, stop by and say hi. I'm right up in the stands, basically at the top of the stands from our broadcast position here at WPI. I would think there will be some folks that maybe, had a work day today. They chose to watch remotely. Of course, many of these schools a stone's throw away, if you have a good arm, from WPI. I probably don't expect to see a lot of Rowan families here from New Jersey, but you know what? New Jersey, not very far from WPI in the grand scheme of things, about a 3-hour drive, maybe 3.5. Nenadich leads the way from Springfield. She's followed by Molly Kleindinst and Maria McMahon. So those are your top three. Anthony, I am a true multitasker. If you only knew the number of things that I do in a swim meet on a regular basis up here in the broadcast position, people, despite I don't actually have a sign on the 2 camera poles saying do not touch. Normally I do. I forgot to bring it this time. But people are always, they'll come up the stairs of the stands and they'll grab the camera pole for leverage. And of course that messes things up. Right now, I'm by myself. Nicole had to step away for a minute. So a little play-by-play, changing the cameras, making sure everything's good. It's the ADHD in me. Always a lot going on. Nenadich continues to lead the way, followed by Kleindinst, 1 and 2. Sarah Holstein has now moved up into 3rd from Merrimack. So Nenadich from Springfield. She went a 5:33.67 this morning. Let's keep an eye on that time here. She's going to demolish that time, 5:24.99. Kleindinst goes a 5:29.63 for second. Holstein goes 5:32.27 for third. So a great showing and performance there. But, Anthony, here's the thing. You can always tell when I'm multitasking. I get a little quiet. When I'm really multitasking, like going 3 things at once up here, cameras and live chat and calling the action and doing this and doing that, I get a little quiet. So the focus kind of gets dialed in a little bit tighter as we move into our B final. Emma Baumhauer in lane 1 from Springfield. In lane 2, it's Lydia Molitieri from Merrimack. In lane 3 from Rowan, Lauren Walls. In lane 4 from Springfield, Emma Savoy. In lane 5 from Rowan, Emma Pedros. In lane 6 from Rowan, it's Lindsay Cave. In lane 7 from Merrimack, it's Olivia Conlin. In lane 8 from Bentley, it's Taylor White. In lane 9 from Bryan, it's Faith Gambardella. And in lane 10, rounding out the field, it's Jenny Chung from Babson. Padros leads the way from Rowan early on right now. Again, this is our B final of the 500 freestyle. Padros went a 5:20.51 this morning. Sophomore from Rowan, leading the way right now. It's very interesting to watch the 500. A lot of different strategies go into the 500. So a lot of swimmers like to go out really fast, get that lead, and try and maintain it. A lot of swimmers like to go out at a little more of a slower to moderate pace and build throughout the race. So every swimmer has a different strategy for these distance events, unless you're Katie Ledecky, who basically sprints every single distance event that she's in. In some national news, but it's local but national, the U.S. Open swimming championships are being held this weekend in Greensboro, North Carolina. And it was Josh Parent from Bluefish Swim Club. Josh is committed to swim at the University of Florida. Josh Parent on Friday night made the Olympic trials cut time in the 800 freestyle. So congratulations to Josh Parent from Bluefish Swim Club. They have two branches. They're based out of Attleboro, Mass. and Western Massachusetts. Wollaston, I believe it is. But Josh Parent, an Olympic trials cut time in the 800 free on Friday night. Again, he's committed to swim at the University of Florida, home to many Olympians, most notably Caleb Dressel, Elizabeth Beisel. The list goes on. The Gator program, well renowned for their top swimmers, as Padros continues to be your leader. Taylor White from Bentley running in second. Jenny Chung from Babson in third. Padros making it look easy. She has such a calm freestyle stroke. One of the things that you'll notice during the 500 free, too, is that a lot of these swimmers, they'll turn the kicking on and off. You want to try and preserve those legs a little bit, especially for the end, maybe that final 100. So you'll see various segments of the 500 free where a swimmer will basically be just pulling. There will not be much kicking at all. They'll turn that kicking on at the end. You'll see that white water start churning at the end behind them. Padros kind of falling into that here as she makes her 350-yard turn. I would classify her kicking as light to moderate right now. She's breathing every stroke to the right, so when she makes this turn here, she can basically see where she stands because the second place swimmer, Taylor White, is currently in lane 8 going from right to left right now. So Padros knows that she really has a pretty good size lead here. It was almost 3 seconds at the last 50. It's now almost 3.5 seconds over Taylor White from Bentley, who's having a great swim on her own. Olivia Conlon from Merrimack currently running third right now. Padros will come in and she'll get the bell. She'll be the first to get the bell here. It's a very small bell tonight, but a bell nonetheless. That means 50 to go for Padros from Rowan. She's extended that lead to 4 seconds over Taylor White and Olivia Conlon from Merrimack, who are battling here for second. 1/100th separated them at the last 50, so Padros will take it from Rowan. The battle for second, it looks like it's right now Olivia Conlon from Merrimack, who has pulled ahead of Taylor White. Here comes Jenny Chung. She's going to try and slip in for third. Will she do it? And she does. So Padros takes first, Conlon second, Chung third. Chung was sitting in 5th or 4th for most of that race. She comes up and sneaks into third, but Emma Padros goes a 5:18.11. That's a 2.5 second time drop from this morning. Congratulations to Emma and Rowan with a B flight victory. We'll move into the A flight, which means I got to turn the music down. We'll be right back, folks. All right, we're back. There was a short music break there. So we'll move into our A final in the 500 free. My producer's roommate is coming up here in lane 1. It's Lada DiMascola in lane 1 from WPI. Anna Jackson from Bryant in lane 2. Jenna Wild from Brandeis in lane 3. Neva Sa from Merrimack in 4. Natalie Coopers from Bryant in 5. Michaela Pierce from Bryant in lane 6. It's Emma Habkowitz in lane 7. I think I messed up your name, Emma. I apologize. Nicole Caruso from Brandeis in 8. Charlie Legalis from Bryant in lane 9. And it's Paige Edwards from Bryant in lane 10. Again, with those pronunciations, I know you guys gave me a lot of help this morning. I think I already messed up a couple of those. I apologize. I do not take offense to you reminding me every single session if I'm messing up your family name. So please feel free to jump into that live chat with that phonetic spelling to just remind me. Sometimes it's almost like a mental block when you have a name in your head. You want to say it one certain way, whether it's the right way or the wrong way. I know you know what I mean out there. So we're looking at Natalia Coopers from Bryant in lane 5 out to the early lead. She's flanked on either side. Nevasaw in lane 4. Michaela Pierce, her Bryant teammate, in lane 6. Nicole Caruso from Brandeis also swimming near the top as well. Again, it's been an exciting night of final swimming here at WPI and the Gompei Invitational. The stands are definitely, if this morning it was like 30% packed, I would say tonight it's about 50 to 60%. So a much bigger crowd in the house. We had a much bigger crowd on the live stream, which is fantastic, and I'm going to challenge each and every one of you to get at least one more person for tomorrow's prelims. It's not even like we're starting early. So maybe, in the college world, 9 a.m. is early, but let's face it, for all of us parents and working folks, 9 a.m., sheesh, we've been working for like 3 hours by the time 9 a.m. comes. So 9 a.m., not an early start. Go out, get some breakfast, get your Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts. Sit on your couch, put this up on the big screen, and enjoy all of the swimming action here from WPI. Natalia Coopers leads the way, followed by Michaela Pierce. So they're 1 and 2 right now, both from Bryant. So Bryant having a good showing here in this A final. Coopers leads the way, followed by Pierce. It's Nevasaw from Merrimack in 3rd right now. Believe it or not, only a couple events left after this, a couple individual events, the 2 breast, the 1 fly. We do have the 800 freestyle relays tonight. Celtics are at home against the Miami Heat. That one's probably set to tip off any minute now. Celtics had a big victory over the Heat 2 nights ago. They play them again at home tonight. Natalia Coopers remains in the lead, approaching the 350-yard mark. She's had the lead since the start. Michaela Pierce is right there with her. So, keep an eye on these two. Teammates, probably training partners. This could be all in the master plan for Pierce. Let me stick with Natalia for as long as I can, and then I'm going to turn it on and save a little bit for the end. We're approaching the 400-yard mark, so we have 100 left. This is typically when you see the pace start to pick up again a little bit. But Coopers remains your leader. Again, it's been the same the last 200 yards or so. That lead has gone anywhere from 0.9 of a second to just over a second. But Coopers remains the leader, and if I'm Pierce and I still have something in the tank, this is where I got to turn it on. I got to turn it on right here in this 25. I got to get this to within a second of time, because Coopers is going to hear that bell, and she's going to start to accelerate too. The lead is 0.9 of a second, so Pierce has made up some ground. Can she catch her teammate, Natalia Coopers? Coopers looks really strong, not doing a lot of kicking. Pierce doing the kicking, but Coopers leads the way in the final 25 here. Let's see if Pierce can make a run. Now the kicking starts for Coopers as she starts to pull away at the flags into the wall, and it will be Natalia Coopers from Bryant. 5:00.90. Pierce goes a 5:02.06, so Bryant goes 1 and 2. A 3-second drop for each of the swimmers from this morning. Charlie Legalis takes third, so Bryant goes 1, 2, and 3. Coopers, Pierce, Legalis. I'm not sure how to say that. Legalis. I'm at a loss, Charlie, so I really apologize. I'm probably getting your name wrong. If someone wants to hit me up with the phonetic pronunciation of Charlie, I say it's Legales. It's like French. Charlie Legales. So I hope I'm saying it right, Charlie. If I'm not, I apologize, but you just had a fantastic swim, so congratulations. As we move into the men's 500-yard freestyle, this will be the C final.
Event 8, men's 500-yard freestyle, C final. In lane 1,
Evan Buckley comes in with the top time in this heat, 4:59.54 this morning. He is a grad student. It is so funny. We were looking at the sheets earlier this morning. We couldn't figure out what FY meant. I thought it meant 5th year. I was later told it was 1st year. Then on this sheet, I've seen PG and GS. So obviously PG, postgraduate. GS, graduate student. So it's just funny the different designations that are used to confuse simpletons of the mind like myself and really turn my brain into a pretzel trying to figure this stuff out. Come on, folks. Let's just go with freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. And I'm going to say let's standardize on GS, grad student. Makes it so much easier. Andrew Gamper from Bryant leading the way, followed by Raj Pata from Babson. It's Christian Werner from Rowan in third. Again, very early on in our opening C flight heat of the 500 freestyle on the men's side. We had some great swims on the ladies' side. Now it's the men's turn. Just to look ahead on tomorrow, once again, we'll be back live at 9 a.m. with prelims. 1 o'clock diving, 6 o'clock finals. I'll be joined tomorrow night by my daughter, Avery Abreu, who's 11 years old and is the best helper right up there with Nicole that you can find. She does the cameras for me. She does everything. So she's heading up tomorrow. She might even get on the mic here and there. She loves to do a little commentary. She's a swimmer herself. So tomorrow should be another great day of swimming and diving here at WPI. And would you look at Andrew Gamper from Bryant? It's not often here at the college level where when we switch cameras that one swimmer is almost the only one in the frame. We almost are having that happen here with Andrew Gamper in lane 8. So this morning, Gamper went a 5:02.59. So it wasn't even, it's probably the 5th best time in qualifying this morning. So Gamper definitely out to break that 5-minute mark. He was 2:19 at the 250, which puts him on pace for a sub 440. So he's built himself up a lot of space in order to get under 5 minutes. I think he's going to get under 5 minutes rather easily here. Andrew Gamper from Bryant. He's a sophomore. 5:02.59 again was his time this morning. Gamper out in front. We're getting you a little different camera angle here since Andrew is out in front so far. I'm trying my steady hand on my camera on the tripod here to get you some Andrew Gamper live coverage. I fell behind a little bit there with the pan. So Gamper looking to break 5 minutes here. I think he's going to do it rather easily. There's the bell for Gamper. And look at the lead he has built up. He is the only swimmer in the screen on the left-hand side. He is going to shatter his time from this morning. The pool record is 4:20. He was actually on pace to beat the pool record. He's not going to, obviously, but he's going to shatter his 5:02 time from this morning. So Gamper goes a 4:42.39. So 4:42.39 for Gamper, a 5:02 this morning. So a 20-second time drop. I can't even speak to how impressive that is. Christian Werner from Rowan takes second. It's Evan Buckley from WPI who takes third. But the big story here, Andrew Gamper, 4:42.39. It's not a pool or a meet record, but it is a very fast time and a 20-second time drop from the morning session to the final. So nice job by Andrew Gamper from Bryant as we move into our B flight final. There are your lane assignments. It's Aiden Greenfield from WPI who had the top time this morning coming in to this B final, 4:51.57. Greenfield, the sophomore from WPI. Right behind him was Spencer Ernst from Babson, 4:51.66.
Lane 4, Robert Gagnon. Lane 5, Aiden Greenfield. Lane 6, Spencer Ernest. Lane 7, Samuel Wickshire.
Hard to believe we are already into December.
Lane 9, Asher Skupelman.
At least for me, this year has flown by. I'll use this time in the 500 to also plug the Abreu Media Productions webpage, which is abrewmediaproductions.com. But I say more importantly, our Facebook page, which is Abreu Media Productions. If you just go to Facebook and do a search for Abreu Media Productions, hit that like button, you'll get notified when we post. The only time we post is to notify you of when we're doing upcoming swim meets. I do a lot of New England swimming club meets.
There has been a reseed of event 12 men's 100-yard butterfly.
Oh, there's a reseed. So that means our isn't going to be the same. Could you All right, so Nicole's going down to get the latest data. There was a reseed on the 100 fly, so anytime there's a change in events, I need to get that file. So as I was saying, abrewmediaproductions.com, Abreu Media Productions on Facebook. I broadcast many New England club swims and championships. Usually at Bryant, I keep saying Bryant, usually at Brown University, which is my daughter's home pool for her club, or here at WPI. This is our first collegiate meet. So again, if you really like the broadcast, please let your head coaches know, let your athletic directors know. I'd like to get into doing more local college meets. I know WPI is hosting the NUMAC Conference Championships this year. The America East Championships are being held here at WPI. So hopefully I get to bring you that action as well. And again, if there's something that you don't like about the broadcast or something you think we could or I could improve, please let me know. Always open to any type of feedback. Of course, like you, I like constructive feedback. But hey, you know, the remarkable thing about what I do here is I've only had one person, at least to my face, give me negative feedback. And it was actually funny. So as you can tell, I don't always just talk about swim. I like to talk in general and keep the audience engaged. And one lady sent me an email after, and of course it was an anonymous email. And you should have seen the way this lady spoke to me. She told me I should shut up and not talk about anything but swim and don't even talk a lot, and you do a terrible job. It was actually such a scathing email that I couldn't even get upset or mad at it. I had to laugh at it. So, like you, I love constructive feedback, but hey, I'll take feedback any way I can. I would have taken her feedback a lot more serious if I had gotten that type of feedback by more than one person out of probably, I don't know, I think 15,000 people have watched my broadcast over the past year. So in any event, Aiden Greenfield leading the way here from WPI in lane 1. There's the bell for Greenfield. He leads Ernst by 0.8 of a second, so this is in no way a done race. Here comes Spencer Ernst starting to make his move. He's got some very long, powerful strokes. They'll make their final turns almost simultaneously. Greenfield in lane 5, Ernst in lane 6. Can Greenfield hold on? He's had the lead for most of this race, and it will be Aiden Greenfield who takes it, 4:49.45. Ernst goes 0.3 slower at 4:49.75. Robert Gagnon from Rowan takes third. So nice job by Aiden Greenfield there. And we have our update, folks, so I have to plug this in. So give me a second, and I will be right back here. Loaded for the 100 butterfly reseed. We're ready for the A finals here. There are your lane assignments. We saw Sam Dienstag break a record this morning, a record that he set last year, 4:26.99. That was good for the Division III-B NCAA cut time. In order to get that D1 cut time, he needs a 4:23.34, and I would not put that past Dienstag here. We've seen the way he swims. Again, he likes to be fast and swim from out in front. Leading the way right off the bat, 23.91 on that opening 50. So Dienstag is someone we're going to take a very close look at to see if he can get into that D1B cut time space. Already having the D3 cut time. He's out in a 49.4900. Starting to pull away already. Leo Luna occupying second place right now. Toby Conbley running third from Rowan. Again, this is our A final of the men's 500-yard freestyle. 2 breast is next. 1 fly after that, and we'll finish up our night with the 800-yard freestyle relay. Dienstag 2.5 seconds over Luna, 3 seconds over Conbly from Rowan. Dienstag with those long, powerful strokes, breathing every third or fourth stroke. It's going to be very interesting to see this 250-yard time for Dienstag. He's 142.64 at the 200. It's probably going to be around a 210. Little long on that turn, but he is. He's sub 210, so 209.79. On pace for a 418, which would give him the Division IIIA NCAA cut time. $237.20 for Dienstag at the 300-yard mark, so 200 to go. As we'll key in on Dienstag a little bit here. Dienstag continues to be out in front. Get you a little live look at Dienstag. He deserves it after being in front like this. Dienstag once again having an outstanding performance here in the 500. He should be coming in for the bell, I believe. For whom the bell tolls, and it's Dienstag, 100 to go. So Sam Dienstag leading the way by a good margin here in lane 5. He will be your runaway winner. The only thing left is the time. I don't think he's going to beat his 4:26.99 from this morning. Understandably probably tired after that remarkable swim. But nevertheless, 4:28.37, Sam Dienstag from Brandeis takes first. It's Toby Conbly who takes second from Rowan, and Leo Luna from Bryant will take third, 4:38.86. So Conbly goes a 4:32. He drops 5 seconds. Luna a 4:38.86. A little off his time for this morning. But nevertheless, Sam Dienstag, your 500 freestyle winner on the men's side, 4:28.37. As we move into event number 9, the women's 200-yard breaststroke. This will be event number 12. Excuse me, event number 9. Event number 9, women's 200-yard breaststroke.
Event 9, women's 200-yard breaststroke, C final.
In the C final, lanes 1, 2, 8, 9, and 10 will be open. Faith Morrison from Springfield in lane 3. Alex Pickett from Brandeis in 4. It's Becky Young from WPI in 5. Ali Giovenco from WPI in 6. And Christina Sung from Babson in lane 7. Once again, folks, the C final of the 200-yard breaststroke.
Lane 7, Christina Sung.
The WPI flags are flying high down on the pool deck here, rooting on Becky Young and Ali Giovenco in the two breast. And right now it is Becky Young leading the way at the halfway mark. Well, at the 50-yard mark. Not quite the halfway mark, but but almost. Young leading the way, Giovenco in second, Pickett third. Becky Young, the junior from WPI, swam a 2:45.66 this morning in prelims. Again, it's always hard, for these distance swimmers where there's, a 500 in the morning, a 500 in the evening. It is a lot, but that's what they put all of those miles in the pool every week for. Yeah, Tim, I go back and forth with the zooming in, similar to coverage that you would see on, on the Olympics or on ESPN. A lot of times for the leader, they will do that zoom in for, someone who is really out in front for just a small portion of the race. We'll try and limit when we do that for sure. So appreciate the feedback there as Becky Young continues to lead the way with 50 to go. She's built that lead up to almost 6 seconds over her teammate, Ali Giovenco from WPI. It's also an opportunity when we zoom into one swimmer to give that swimmer who has built up such a commanding lead a little bit of the spotlight. It's kind of almost a reward for that huge lead they've built up, and it was a great performance by Dienstag in that last 500 as Becky Young will come in and finish her two-breast. 2:42.77 for Young. She'll drop almost 3 seconds from this morning. Giovenco takes second. So WPI goes 1 and 2 here. Third place will go to Alex Pickett from Brandeis, 2:55.99 as we move into our B final. B final. Off and running on our B final, Irene Fisher from WPI in lane 1, Sophie Grecian from WPI in lane 2, Kinsey Ginsburg in lane 3, Kylie Herbstuber in lane 4, DRC Anselmi in lane 5, Jenna Durgan in lane 6, Gabby Saffer in 7, Emmy Nelson in 8, Kendall Garvey in lane 9, and Vangela Randall in lane number 10. Again, this is the B final, the women's 200-yard breaststroke. DRC Anselmi comes in with the top time from this morning in this B final, 2:37.77. Tightly bunched up here after the opening 50. It was Anselmi leading the way, though. She was first to touch the wall at a 34.88. We'll see if she's able to hold on to that lead at the halfway mark. It looks as though Gabby Saffer from Merrimack has moved into first. So Saffer, the junior from Merrimack, in lane 7. Also in the mix is Jenna Durgan from Merrimack in lane 6, but it is Saffer leading the way, followed by Anselmi and Durgan. Those are your top three. Top three swimmers just under 2 seconds apart at the halfway mark. So still anyone's race here. Gabby Saffer continuing to expand that lead ever so slightly now at the final 50 in front of her. Her teammate Jenna Durgan has now moved up from third into second, a second and a half behind. So Merrimack with a strong showing here, currently 1 and 2, although here comes Kendall Garvey in lane 9. So let's see if Merrimack can go 1 and 2. Saffer in 7, Durgan in 6. Here comes Jenna Durgan now with about 12 yards to go. She's making a late push, but it looks like Merrimack will go 1 and 2. No matter how you slice it, it will be Gabby Saffer taking first, Jenna Durgan in second. So nice swims by both of those young ladies. Kinsey Ginsberg takes third from Rowan. For Saffer, the 2:37 is about a 1 second drop from this morning. So Gabby Saffer, your B flight winner of the women's 200 breast as we move into our A final. I'm anticipating the music so I can bring our volume down a bit. All right, there was no music, so we're good. Right. Here is the A final. Nellie Clark comes in with the top time. Freshman from Bryant, 2:24.89 this morning. So let's see what Clark can do here in the finals. She's in lane 5. Clark in the lead right now. She's getting some heat on the outside by Nina Lamb from Springfield. But she will take an 0.8 of a second lead into that opening 50. So Nellie Clark looking strong here in lane 5. Clark will remain the leader, just ahead of Nina Lamb from Springfield. Lamb starting to make a move here, though. Clark leads Lamb and Athanas both basically by 0.6 of a second. So that's Elizabeth Athanas from Springfield. So Springfield having a good showing here right now, 2 and 3 right now. Nellie Clark from Bryant remains your leader, but that's very perilous right now. Here comes Nina Lamb. This is shaping up to be a really exciting final 50. It looks as though Nina Lamb may have slipped into first. Let's see who's at the wall first. It is Clark by 17/100ths of a second. So here we go, folks. Let's level set for the final 50. Nellie Clark in lane 5, Nina Lamb in lane 6. They are 1 and 2 right now. Don't count out Elizabeth Athanas in lane 7 from Springfield. Clark seems to have built that lead ever so slightly over Lamb. Lamb's going to have to get something done right here. She's going to make the move, about 15 yards to go. She's got to make it now. Clark looks like she picked up the pace a little bit, and at the flags and into the wall, it will be Nellie Clark from Bryant. 2:24.05. Lamb takes second. Kupski takes third. So 2:24.05 for Clark. It's about an 0.8 of a second drop. Lamb goes 224.77, about a 0.9 of a second drop. And Kupski 225.98, about a 0.4 of a second drop. So nice job by all of the swimmers here. Nellie Clark, your women's 200 breast A flight winner. We'll now move into event 10, the men's 200-yard breaststroke.
Event 10, men's 200-yard breaststroke, C final.
This is the C final. Jake Thomas from WPI comes in with the top time here, freshman 2:16.11. Followed very closely by his sophomore teammate, Fraser Milligan, 2:16.99. Bora Hurst is in the water for WPI in lane 8. He's a fan favorite here. He's got a big cheering section. It's 5 young men, all with no shirts, all with Hurst spelled across their chest. Some with the Santa hats on. In the spirit. Jake Thomas from WPI leads the way. Top 5 swimmers, 0.9 of a second apart early on here in this men's C final for the 200-yard breaststroke. Thomas continues to look strong at the halfway mark. He's been overtaken, though, by James Bygott from Rowan by 5/100ths of a second. And it is very close here. So Bygott in lane 2, Thomas in lane 5. Looks as though Thomas may have taken the lead back here. We'll check in at the 150-yard mark. And Thomas has taken back the lead by 0.6 over Bygott. Milligan running in third right now, as we are well into our final 50 yards in our C flight final. Thomas will get to the wall first, so shaping up to be a good final 25. James Bygott in lane 2 from Rowan. Jake Thomas from WPI in lane 5. Thomas has held the lead pretty much through this whole race. Let's see who can outtouch who, and it will be Thomas who takes it. 2:15.23 for Thomas. Bygott takes second. Hawkins third. So Jake Thomas, your C flight winner, 2:15.23 the time for Thomas. So we move into our B flight final. There are our lane assignments. You'll see Patrick Clement, freshman from Rowan, 2:12.97. He has the top time here in lane 5. Keep an eye on Austin Aguirre from WPI at 2:13.30. Tyler Stringfellow, a senior from Bryant, 2:12.98. He was 1/100th off the time of Patrick Clementi. Good start by Aguirre from WPI and Stringfellow from Bryant.
Lane 9, Brandon McMahon, and lane 10, Alex Galecki.
Stringfellow in the lead from Bryant at the 50-yard mark. He's followed by Aguirre and Lyon, both from WPI, 6 and 9/10 apart, respectively. Stringfellow lightning quick with those exchanges at the wall. So for breaststroke, you have to touch the wall, each wall with 2 hands. Most swimmers will just touch that wall quick and they'll pull that second hand away quick. Let's watch this exchange there. just about touches. It's often a big disqualification in the breaststroke. The officials are always looking for that swimmer who doesn't touch with two hands, where they kind of bring that hand close and then pull it away. Stringfellow lightning quick with his touches and turns, as well as his pullouts. Stringfellow in lane six, Joshua Kim right behind him in second by 0.8. Aguirre has dropped down into third, about 3 seconds behind. But right now the race is between Tyler Stringfellow from Bryan and Joshua Kim from Babson as we head in to our final 25. It is Stringfellow still with the lead ever so slightly. Nice pullout by Kim there. They've become even. Stringfellow in lane 6, Kim in lane 7. I think Stringfellow's going to take this, and he will. So nice hold off there by Stringfellow. 2:08.72. Kim goes 2:09.76. The tie for third is between Aguirre and Carrion. So Marcelo Carrion and Aguirre tie for third. And that's weird. This graphic, again, doesn't show the tie. So Carrion and Aguirre tie for third. Kim takes second, but it's Tyler Stringfellow, your B flight winner, as we move into our A flight final. Fracchiola from Rowan comes in with the top time here, 2:06.22 this morning. A half a second ahead of Eisenhut from Bentley. So keep an eye on lanes 5 and 6. They were your two fastest in qualifying this morning. Michael Fracchiola from Rowan, Tanner Eisenhut from Bentley. This is the A final of the men's 200-yard breaststroke. Good start by both Fracchiola and Eisenhut. Fracchiola, Eisenhut, Kundritz, Sellers, and San Juan. Add in Albanese there, all within 0.8 of a second. So you can see how tightly bunched they are. Lanes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Very tightly bunched. Fracchiola and Eisenhut have started to pull away ever so slightly here at the halfway mark. 0.08 of a second separate them, and it's Eisenhut who has moved into first. Tanner Eisenhut, the senior from Bentley, swimming out of lane 6. Michael Fracchiola, the junior from Rowan, swimming out of lane 5. They are your leaders. Eisenhut will, however, take this lead into the final 50. It's not a big lead, but it is, oh, look at this, 0.4 of a second. Little under 0.4 is the lead. So Fracchiola and Eisenhut, lanes 5 and 6 respectively, battling here for the crown in the men's 200 breast. Eisenhut got to that 175-yard wall first, and it's Eisenhut, as you can see, slightly ahead of Fracchiola as they go into the wall. It remains Eisenhut, and it will be Tanner Eisenhut who takes it from Bentley. Fracchiola takes second. Jimmy Kundratz takes third. So for Eisenhut, the 2:06.33 represents a 0.4 of a second time drop from this morning. Fracchiola goes 2:06.84. Kundratz goes to 2:08.14, which is a 0.6 of a second drop. But your winner of the men's 200 breast, Tanner Eisenhut from Bentley. We'll move into our final individual event of the night.
Event 11, Women's 100-yard butterfly, C final.
This is the C final of the women's 100 fly. Alexis Kitchob comes in with the top time here, the sophomore from Rowan. 102.12, she's in lane 5.
Lane 2, Catherine Curry. Lane 3, Emily Dussault. Lane 4, Caitlin Grove. Lane 5, Alexis Kitchob. Lane 6, Emily Munjar. Lane 7, Mackenzie Patch. Lane 8, Jordan Clement. Lane 9, Erin Keeler. And lane 10, Laura Jones.
Kitchob at the halfway mark will be your leader in lane 5, 28.25. A half a second ahead of Curry, 0.6 ahead of Munjar and Dussault. Add Kelleher and Patch to that as well. Still fairly crowded field, but you can see Kitchob with the lead. It's pretty clear in lane 5. The sophomore from Rowan. And Alexis Kitchob will go on to take this C Flight final. All that remains is the time. She'll go a 101.33. She'll drop almost a second from this morning. Dussault takes second. Munjar takes third. Dussault to 101.48. Almost a 2-second drop. And Munjar 102.21. With a 1/10 of a second drop. So our top 3 all drop time, but Alexis Kitchob is your C Flight winner. We'll move into the B final.
B final.
Lily Rice, the freshman from Bentley, comes in with a 59.20. She was one of 4 swimmers to go sub 1 minute this morning. That was Jordan Nusback from Bentley, Lily Rice from Bentley, McKaylee Charlemagne from Springfield, and Hallie Campbell from Bryant.
Lane 6, Michaela Charlemange. In lane 7, Haley Campbell. In lane 8, Madeline Condon. In lane 9, Chloe Gonzalez. And in lane 10, Lauren Walls.
Zuliani out to the early lead here at the halfway mark. Again, it really tough to break away in a 100 race. As you can see, most of the field very close. It could be Nusback from Bentley who has moved into the lead here, going into the final 25. Everything will hinge on this strong underwater. Too close to call. Here comes Charlemagne. Nusback is up there with the lead. Will it be Charlemagne who out-touches her? And it will be Charlemagne, 59.09. Nusback goes 59.31. Campbell goes 59.49. So Charlemagne will drop 0.2. Nusback will drop 0.2, and Campbell will also have a slight drop as we go into our A final here in the 100 fly. This is your A final where you'll find Caroline Ubert from Bentley in lane 1, Charlie Legalis from Bryant in lane 2, Andrea Wu from WPI in lane 3, Julia Stannard from Bryant in lane 4, Erin DeRuska from Bryant in lane 5, Bailey Gold from Brandeis in lane 6, Ella Pennington from Rowan in lane 7, Jill Carline from Bryant in lane 8, Marcella Figueroa from Bryant in lane 9, and Grace Noble also from Bryant in lane 10. Bryant putting 6 finalists in this A final here. Erin Daruska, the senior from Bryant, came in with a 56.65 this morning. Great underwater there by Stannard in lane 4 from Bryant. Stannard in 4. It's Carline in lane 8, and it may be Carline now who has snuck into first. She's in a battle with her teammate, Julia Stannard. So Jill Carline in lane 8, Julia Stannard in lane 4. This is where that lactic acid starts to build up here. Stannard and Carline, who's going to get that wall first? And it's Stannard, 56.98. Carline takes second, Daruska takes third, so it's all Bryant, 1, 2, 3. Carline drops 0.8 of a second. Stannard's 56.9. A little off what she went this morning. Daruska goes a 57.3 after going a 56.6. So Carline the only swimmer to drop out of the top 3, but Bryant goes 1, 2, 3. Your overall winner, Julia Stannard from Bryant University, as we move into the men's 100-yard butterfly. This will be the C final. Hawken Hammond from Babson comes in with the top time from this morning, 53.80. Hawken Hammond in lane 5 comes in with the top time from Babson, is your overall leader right now. Good pacing there, really quick at the wall. Let's keep an eye on this underwater. He's out rather quick. So where we see a lot of swimmers try and spend as much time as they can underwater, Hammond says, nope, I don't need that. I'm coming right up. Hammond in 5, Toomey in 4. Toomey starting to make up a little bit of ground here. Not enough runway, though. It will be Hawken Hammond, 53.06. Toomey takes second, London third. So Hawken Hammond from Babson, your C flight winner as we move into the B final. Bryant University taking 3 out of the top 6 spots there, but it was Babson. The Beavers from Babson, Hawken Hammond, your C flight winner as we move into the B final. Ryan Looney from Bentley comes in with the top time from this morning, 52.25 here. He's in lane 5.
In lane 1, Alvin Owentero. In lane 2, Luke Zonaghetti. In lane 3, Sean Riordan. In lane 4, James Smith. Lane 5, Ryan Looney. Lane 6, Matthew Diula. Lane 7.
It's very rare that you get some big separation here in a race like the 100 fly. Right now, lanes 1 through 8, 10, all in contention here at the halfway mark. 0.7 of a second separate everyone. It was Luke Zonaghetti from Springfield, though, at the wall first in lane 2 at the bottom of your screen. So let's see if Zonaghetti can keep this pace up. Looked like it was Ryan Looney or Matthew Delia at the wall, and it looks like it will be Delia from Babson in lane 6. And it is Matthew Delia, 51.42. Zonaghetti takes second, Smith takes third. So Matthew Delia, your B flight winner, and we'll move into the A final.
A final.
Swimming in the A final in lane 1 from Bryant, Brandon Naylor. In lane 2 also from Bryant, Mason Campbell. In lane 3 from Rowan, Kevin Yanasigawa. In lane 4 from WPI, Kyle Stobby. In lane 5 from WPI, Christopher Smith. In lane 6 from Rowan, Joe Rucci. In lane 7 from Springfield, Jonathan Chan. In lane 8 from Springfield, James Chan. In lane 9 from Bentley, Anthony Vizantil. And in lane 10 from Bryant, Andrew Gamper. So Gamper trying to get another victory here after that impressive performance in the 500. Christopher Smith, though, came in with the top time this morning in prelims, 50:05. Jessica Holland with a big root for Joe Rucci here. Let's see how Joe's doing. He's in lane 6. Senior from Rowan came in with a 50.12 this morning. Right now, though, it's James Chan leading the way at the halfway mark, followed by Christopher Smith. Top 9 swimmers, 0.8 of a second apart. So again, not a lot of separation here, folks. It will not surprise me to see all of these swimmers finish in the 50s or 51s. Down the stretch, it looks like lane 4, and no, it's Christopher Smith. 50:43. He'll outtouch his WPI teammate, Kyle Stobby. James Chan takes third, so WPI goes 1 and 2. Springfield goes 3 and 4. Rowan goes 5 and 6. Bryant takes the last 3 spots, with Bentley taking number 7. Christopher Smith, your 100 fly winner. We may have a quick break here before the 800 freestyle relay. Let's pay attention to the PA announcer. So we will have a quick 10-minute break, folks. The time is officially 8:12. We will be back at 8:22 for the conclusion of our finals event here from WPI and the Gompei Invitational. All right, folks, here we go. Back for event 17. It's the women's 800-yard freestyle relay. These will be our final 4 races of the evening. Again, I would like to take this time. Well, first of all, you see the lane assignments on your screen.
In lane 1, Rowan A.
This is a heat dominated by Bryant. 4 out of the 10 lanes are Bryant. Rowan A in lane 1, Bryant D in lane 2, Bentley A in 3, Bryant C in 4, Bryant A in 5. Bryant B is in lane 6. Babson A in 7, WPI A in lane 8, Springfield A in 9, and Merrimack A in lane number 10. Right now, it's Bryant A out to the early lead. Again, I'd like to thank WPI for being such a great host for this Gompei Invitational meet with schools from all over the Northeast. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage here for day 1. Once again, we'll be back tomorrow with day 2 coverage starting at 9 a.m. Same format as today, so prelims at 9, finals at 6, diving will kick off at 1. That will change slightly on Sunday. Prelims will be at 9 on Sunday. However, diving will be at 1:30 because it is a much shorter program. And finals will start an hour earlier at 5 o'clock instead of 6. So Bryant A with a pretty comfortable lead early here. That looks like Jill Carline, I believe. Not 100% sure. But Bryant has built up a pretty sizable lead early, 5 seconds at the 150-yard mark. We'll see what it is here. As you can see visually, it's about 4 or 5 body lengths. In terms of time, it's a little over 5 seconds over Merrimack A and WPI A. Bryant leads the way here. So Bryant continues to lead the way here. One of 2 Division I schools competing in this Gompei Invitational. Merrimack, the second, recently newly minted, I should say, Division I. Babson and Bentley, both Division II. The rest of our field, Division III. So a very competitive field here from top to bottom here at WPI for the Gompei Invitational. Again, Bryant looking to make this 4 in a row. They've won the last 4 meetings. There was no Gompei in 2020 due to COVID. Our crack statistician, Nicole Miller, put together an amazing informational packet for us here. As we mentioned, Bryant, 2018, 19, and 21 winner. No Gompei in 2020. You got to go back to 2017 to find the last team that won that wasn't named Bryant. That was Rowan in 2017. WPI won in 2016. And when you go back to 13, 14, and 15, there were men's and women's winners. In 15, Stevens men and Assumption women won. In 14, WPI men and Assumption women won. And in 2013, it was a clean sweep for WPI in the inaugural year of the Gompei Invitational. So Bryant University A continues their solid swimming here in the women's 800 free relay. They lead by almost 6.5 seconds over WPIA in lane 8. So you can see that gap. WPI has actually narrowed the gap a little bit at the 450-yard mark. At the 800-yard mark, it was a little over 6 seconds. We'll see what it is here. Seems like it may have grown to about 7. It is 7.5. Bryant A well on their way to an opening heat victory in these women's 800 free relay. We hope tomorrow morning when we come on the air to have some standings for you. Again, we also hope to get you during the morning prelims, have someone run up after each event or every 2 events who the finalists are that will be swimming in the evening. So again, that is beyond my control, but it is something that I have requested, so hopefully we'll be able to get that for you. .150 yards to go for Bryant. .100 left for Bryant A in lane 5. Again, we thank each and every one of you for taking the time to join us here on the WPI Athletics YouTube page for this Gompei Invitational. We hope that you have enjoyed the broadcast. Caitlin Karen says, "Go Babson." 3 little beaver emojis. Babson having themselves a good meet so far in our opening day. Should be an exciting day tomorrow as you watch Bryant A finish up 7:40.31. They were going up against a 7:37.89, so a little off what their time was coming in. WPI A takes second, Bryant B takes third. As we prepare for tomorrow, we'll start off with the mixed 200 freestyle relay. We'll move into the 4 IM, followed by the 1 back, 50 fly, 2 free, 50 back, 1 breast, and then it will be the 400 medley mixed relay. I think that's in the morning. It could be in the evening, though. So some exciting events tomorrow. The 4 IM, the 1 back, the 50 fly, the 50 back, always an exciting. Any of the sprint events, always fun and exciting as you see the final results for Heat 1 of the women's 8 free relay. We'll move into Heat number 2. There are your lane assignments. WPI D in lane 1, Springfield C in 2, WPI B in lane 3, Rowan B in 4, Bentley B in 5, Brandeis A in 6, Springfield B in 7, WPI C in 8, Clark A in 9, Brandeis B in lane number 10. Fairhaven, Massachusetts checking in. A little southeastern Mass action, not far from where I live in Seekonk, Mass. So one of my neighbors basically checking in. Mrs. HDMS Thank you for taking the time to join us here. We're glad you're enjoying the coverage. Join us tomorrow. Bring a friend or 2 or 20 extra people. We got to break that 200. Remember, we talked about this morning. We wanted to break 200 viewers tomorrow and then 300 on Sunday. 300 could be a tall task, but we can easily break that 200 mark tomorrow. As Brandeis B is your leading team at the top of your screen in lane 10. So some outside smoke here. We'll see if Brandeis can keep this up. They're swimming really well in this relay. Brandeis A in lane 6 is in second. So it's Brandeis 1 and 2 right now. Very early on, though, at the 150-yard mark. Brandeis A and B, 1 and 2. Rowan B occupies third. Brandeis A in lane 6 remains, or moves, I should say, into the lead. Rowan B moves up into second. Brandeis B moves down into third. So lanes 6, 4, and 10 are where the leaders reside. And again, every once in a while, you'll see something wonky on the score board or the results. Typically what happens is once that relay swimmer is climbing out of the pool, a lot of times they'll trigger that touchpad. So the touchpad doesn't know that it's the swimmer that's climbing out and not the swimmer in the water. So occasionally you see some misfires there. Brandeis A leading the way here in lane 6. Springfield B, Rowan B. Lane 6, 7, and 4. Brandeis A has held this lead since the 150-yard mark. We're closing in on 350 right now. No change. Brandeis A, Springfield B, Rowan B. Halfway through, Brandeis remains your leader in lane 6. Springfield B in second, Rowan B in third. Still a fairly sizable crowd here at WPI, considering there are only 2 relays left of the evening, probably at about 50% capacity. 60% perhaps. So a good crowd here. Good crowd on the live stream. I think our high was around 180 tonight, so that's a fantastic audience. Again, we hope to break 200 tomorrow. And maybe we'll bring that ceiling down a little bit. If we say 200 tomorrow, we'll shoot for 225, 250 on Sunday. So I think that's reasonable within either one of those sessions or both. As Brandeis A continues to lead in lane 6. The lead was almost 9 seconds at last check. It's now risen to a little over 10 over Brandeis B. So once again, Brandeis A and B running 1 and 2. Springfield B third. Rowan has dropped down into fourth. Rowan has been in second and third for most of this relay as Brandeis puts their final swimmer, their anchor, in the water. Let's see if we have a touch on that touchpad with the swimmer climbing out, and nope, she did not touch it. Brandeis A well on their way to winning our second and final heat of the women's 800 freestyle relay. Brandeis B 12 seconds behind. Bentley B has now moved into third. So Bentley was occupying 6th and 7th place. They were in 9th place at the 250-yard mark. Bentley B in lane 5 has moved into third. So keep an eye on Bentley B in lane 5. Meanwhile, Brandeis A coming in. 50 to go for Brandeis. So they'll put the cherry on a great swim here in our final heat of the women's 800 free relay. Brandeis came in with an 8:13.60. They will shatter that time. 7:52.31. So Brandeis A goes a 7:52.31. Brandeis B is coming in at the top of the screen in lane 10. Will they take second? And they do. 8:08.63. Springfield B takes third. WPI B takes fourth. Rowan B takes fifth. Bentley B takes sixth. WPI C takes seventh. And we'll finish up. So Brandeis A takes first, Brandeis B takes second. As we approach our final two swims of the night, we'll move into event 18. It's the men's 800-yard freestyle relay.
Event 18, men's 800-yard freestyle relay, heat 1 of 2.
There are your lane assignments for our opening heat of the men's 800 freestyle relay. There will be two heats to close out our evening. I'm salivating a little. I just watched a husband and wife come in with a big bag of food. Did you see that, Nicole? Probably one of the later nights that we'll have dinner tonight after 9 o'clock. So quick turnaround. We'll be back just a little over 12 hours from now.
In lane 9, Brian B, and in lane 10, Springfield B.
Should be another great day of swimming here at WPI. Brandeis A once again leading the way, followed by Rowan A, Bryant A. Holding on to third right now. It's again a big thank you to Alex Gutierrez, Rusty Egan, and really the whole WPI athletic department, sports information department. Alex getting me set up with wonderful assistants like Nicole Miller. This weekend, Nicole did 2 sessions today. She'll be back Sunday night to wrap it up for our third and final day of the Gompei Invitational. Brandeis A remains your leader at the 250-yard mark. They've been the leader since the beginning here. Swimming out of lane 7. White cap going from left to right. Rowan A is in second. Bryant A is in third. Brandeis A remains in the lead here. Actually, no, Rowan A has moved into the lead. So Brandeis finally giving up the lead. Rowan has taken this thing over in lane 5. Brandeis is 4 seconds behind in lane 7. Bryant 6 seconds behind. So again, in a long relay like this, there's going to be lead changes. No lead is secure. From swimmer to swimmer, anything can happen, and we've seen just that. Rowan, who was sitting in second place for a good portion of this race, has now moved into first in lane 5. They'll come in for the 500-yard mark, so 300 yards to go. Rowan A leads the way in lane 5. Brandeis is 2.5 seconds behind in lane 7. Bryant 7 seconds behind. We're joined up here by a young guest, a future broadcaster, perhaps, of swimming here, part of the WPI family. Rowan A continues to lead. They'll put that anchor into the water with a lead. Let's see what that lead exactly is. It's down to under 2 seconds. So here we go, folks. Final 200 yards. Rowan trying to desperately hold off Brandeis A and Bryant A. But going from right to left right now. Rowan in the black cap, Brandeis in the white cap. Lanes 5 and 7 respectively. Brandeis cuts into that lead a little bit, but it's still just under 2 seconds. We'll see if Brandeis cut into it any further. It was just under 2 seconds. It's grown to almost a little over 2.25 seconds. So Rowan looks pretty good here. Less than 100 left. Rowan A in lane 5, well on their way to a victory as the rest of the relay team urges their anchor swimmer on. 50 to go for Rowan with what seems to be a fairly comfortable 3-second lead. They'll make their final turn at the 775-yard mark, and it will be the Rowan A relay team in lane 5 who takes our opening heat of the men's 800 free relay. 6:54.25 for Rowan. They'll drop 4 seconds of time on that. Brandeis A takes second, 6:56.13. Bryant A takes third, 7:04.22. And Nicole, we have made it to our final race of the evening. Our final race of the evening, it's heat number 2 of the men's 800 free relay. Our helper is doing a great time, a great job up here. What's your name, young lady? Evie. We're joined by Evie up here in the broadcast. Evie. All right, Evie's up here in the broadcast booth. She's helping out Nicole. Evie looks to be about 4. How old are you, Evie? 5 years old. Evie is 5 years old. She's already a producer. She's working on the production here with us, doing a great job as we move into our final heat of the evening, folks.
Heat 2 of 2.
Once again, thank you all for taking the time to join us here. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. I think 99% of you have, hopefully. Clark University A in lane 1, Springfield C in lane 2, Brandeis B in lane 3, WPI B in 4. It's Rowan C in lane 5, Bentley B in 6, WPI C in 7, Bryant C in lane 8, Bryant D in lane 9, and WPI D in lane 10.
WPI D.
Remarkably, we are still holding on to almost 100 viewers, even in our final race of the evening. So we really appreciate the loyalty and the viewership here, folks. We hope you've enjoyed the first day. We get 2 more action-packed days to go. I sound like a broken record, but we'll be back tomorrow morning at 9, diving at 1, finals at 6. So same schedule as today. Should be another exciting day. For those of you who are going to be traveling here to Worcester, I mean, I'm not a big weather guy. I don't typically check out the weather unless, like, there's a huge storm coming and I know about it. I hear tomorrow is supposed to not be a great day. Power outages, 40 to 50 mile an hour winds. Now, that was the forecast for my area down in southeastern Massachusetts near Providence. I'm sure the weather's not going to be too different, 30-something miles northwest here in Worcester. So keep an eye on that weather. Might be a great day to just sit back, relax, and watch the live stream instead of making that trek into Worcester. But if you do drive carefully. The roads will be slick. A lot of leaves on the road. A lot of crazy accidents of late, unfortunately. WPIB leading the way, a quarter of the way through. Bryant C in second, WPI C in third. It is now Bentley B who has moved into second. Bryant D in third, Bryant C in fourth. I'll tell you, the number of relays that all of these schools have, it's dizzying when you go A through, I think I saw an I relay this morning. So that just, right? Yeah. So Nicole confirms they were going down to like GH and I relays this morning. So it just shows the depth of these schools. I know WPI tonight had, 55 relay swimmers tonight on a team of probably around 60, 65, somewhere in that range. Bryant C has moved into first in lane 8. So Bryant C, WPI B in lane 4. So really all the action right here for right now. Lane 8 is Bryant. Lane 4 is WPI. And WPI has now moved into the lead, as you can see. So WPI halfway through this thing. WPI B leads the way. Bryant 9/10 behind. Bentley B almost 7 seconds behind. See if the home team can hold on in this final race of the evening. The lead over Bryant is 0.8 of a second. Again, WPI in lane 4, Bryant in lane 8. WPI still holding on to that lead. Bryant really fighting here to keep this thing close. They've cut it by another 1/10 of a second, down to 0.7 of a second. But WPI still holds that lead in lane 4. So it looks as though they'll hand it over to the anchor swimmer with the lead, I think. WPI in 4, Bryant C in lane 8. .550 yards in. Fatigue starting to set in for probably these relay swimmers right here. Swimming a 200 after probably a busy prelims and finals. But it will be WPI who goes into their final swimmer, their anchor, with the lead. That lead is down to 0.6 of a second. So WPI in 4, Bryant in 8. WPI has the lead. Final 150 yards of the evening here. WPI has extended that lead to almost 2 seconds. So Bryant had cut that lead to 0.6 of a second. That last 50, WPI gained almost 1.5 seconds. At the 700-yard mark, it remains WPI in the lead in lane 4. They lead by over 2.5 seconds. So great job by this WPI anchor swimmer to really lay down the hammer in this final 200 yards. He entered the pool with a less than a second lead, has built that lead up to 2.5 seconds. Final 50 to go here. WPI leading the way. Bryant trying to make a last-second surge in lane 8. And so it is Bryant with the amazing comeback here. 7:11:15. They out-touch WPI, who goes 7:11:20, so 0.05 of a second separate WPI and Bryant. WPI had that lead most of the whole race. It's the final 50. WPI splits a 29:48. Bryant splits a 26:87. There's the difference. 2.5 seconds on that final 50 brings Bryant to victory, folks, and that closes out our day 1 of the Gompei Invitational. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. Once again, we'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Same place, WPI Athletics on YouTube, alongside Nicole Miller doing the production. I am Jeremy Abreu. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.